Well, after further notice,
we see that Rick Gates Rick Gates came in and plead guilty in the Russian investigation, taking all charges. He came right out, the former Trump aide came right out and did his thing. You know, Rick Gates, everybody thought was going to roll over on Trump and take the stand and cooperate with Mueller's investigation. But Gates said, screw that. I guess something went through to inform the rest of the world that Gates was not, like, he was thinking about cooperating, and Trump must have came through with something that was promised. So he said, bet. He came through on his side, then I'm going to do mine. So he pleaded guilty to conspiracy and making a false statement on Friday and agreed to cooperate in special counsel's Robert Mueller's probe. So Gates, who served as part of the president's, transition team, he could be a key witness though for the investigators when they do their examining process to do the ties between Trump and the Russian election and all that stuff. So, of course he's facing 4 to 6 years in prison, but let me tell you, this is not the type of prison that me or you would go to, where there's actual real criminals and murderers. This is kind of like a summer camp, where sometimes they can get released to go out for stuff, then come back. They appeared in federal court in Washington shortly after 2 p.m. on a Friday. His plea one day after Mueller unsealed a slew of new financial and tax charges against Gates and Trump, period. And can't forget the chairman, who is Paul Manafort. You can't see the chairman's going to go down with the president and everybody else. And that's what's going to change the complete dynamic of the case, by putting all three of them together. It was a gut-wrenching decision, but Gates admitting to take part of a wide range, financial conspiracy, right with Manafort. And he lied about March 19th when he was meeting between him and the lobbyists and a member of Congress. So if Gates is lying, who else is lying? Blood money, where there's smoke, there's fire. Rick Gates has been, this has been going on for years. But now the lobbyists are in trouble because this has affected an election, and they feel that they have a madman in control of the White House. And the lawmakers are not named in the court documents, but the Associated Press discovering fillings with the Justice Department showing Manafort and Van Weber of, the public affairs. They met with the representative Dana, what's her name, from California? What's that, Rohrabacher? And they did that on the, beliefs and the efforts on the behalf of the Ukrainian interests. A 32-count indictment was unsealed on Thursday. So they got money laundering, other charges, against them, to work with the pro-Russian political people in the Ukraine. You see, this is being done because they think Russia has too much control over the United States, which has been going on for quite some time. Nobody mentioned what's going on with the Clintons and the way they were making moves to help Russia gain control. And Russia, they have a lot of power in here. There's a lot of Russians over here. But Manafort and Gates allegedly made millions and hid the funds from American authorities. Well, that's what they do. Fraudulently secured more than $20 million in loans. Blood money is what people call it. Blood money. Blood money. Aside from their pleas, the disgraced campaign official also asked the judge permission to travel with his children to Boston for the spring break so they could learn about American history in general and the Revolutionary War in particular. Oh my gosh, this guy's incredible, ain't he? The Mueller superseded indictments against Manafort, accusing him of secretly paying for former European politicians to lobby Congress and other U.S. officials on behalf of Ukraine. Something they have always done, but now it's more highlighted. So he allegedly paid the ex-officials from the Habsburg group 2 million euros from offshore accounts. And that they say they can prove. Manafort maintained his innocence. I had hoped and expected my business colleagues would have the strength to continue to battle to prove our innocence. For reasons yet to surface, he chose to do the otherwise. So Manafort is going to stand strong while Gates is folding like a lawn chair. So they like, okay, Gates, come on up here, and you're going to provide us with the inner workings of Trump's campaign, the transitions, the moment of everything we need right now to put these dots together. Make it make sense, Gates. His plea caps a whirlwind week in which special counsel's office announced indictments against 13 Russians in a conspiracy to undermine the U.S. presidential election. That is the biggest thing that they all care about right now. Gates joins Trump's disgraced National Security Advisor Michael Flynn and former campaign volunteer George Papadopoulos in accepting a plea deal and pledging to work with Mueller. Early in the week, the son-in-law of the Russians also pleaded guilty to lying to investigators in a wide-range probe. Trump has publicly dismissed the investigation as a witch hunt. There is no collusion between his campaign and the Kremlin. He has also accused the charges of Gates and Manafort related to these events that took place long before they joined his campaign. But the latest court found is alleged that the pair were laundering money while working for Trump. A recent report also alleged that Manafort promised a Chicago banker at the White House he charged the Chicago banker a job at the White House in exchange for loans that were worth millions. Something that has happened, long history of doing that. People are promised positions in the White House for favors. Okay? Rahm Emanuel in the White House for a favor, sent to Chicago to be the mayor because they didn't want to lose it to a Republican. It's a lot of stuff that goes on that now it's becoming a major thing. But you tell me, what do you think about this news? I'm out.